What's up, folks? It is your boy, the Hunter Fisher. Welcome back to the Epi Banger video. And today, guys and girls, we're throwing it back. We're throwing it back to the classic Hunter Fisher videos. I haven't done a video like this in quite some time. Today, we are going to be doing, believe it or not, a BFS REEL review. So I've got the new KastKing Kestrel MFS micro finesse system, I guess is the implication that they're trying to make there. But this is the KastKing Kestrel MFS. I am all over the place with my intro today. I just woke up. I'm still having caffeine. And it's been a while since I've done an intro where I've actually tried like this. But point is, we're going to be reviewing this KastKing Kestrel MFS. I've actually got two more besides this one with me right now, where I've got them on the KastKing Kestrel rods. I have an ultralight and a featherlight rod with me today. So the plan is, I'm here at my local crappie pond that I love to come to, especially in the summer, because there's a little bit of bugs, but it's always a ton of fun because there's tons of crappie / speckled perch and flyer fish here. So we are hoping that it's not going to be too flooded, and I'm hoping that the vegetation's not terrible. We've had tons of storms in Tallahassee for the past few months now, and it's just been all over the place. So besides that, I'm really excited about this reel. I will give you guys a sneak peek of my opinion so far. I actually have one spooled up with 2-pound trout magnet SOS monofilament, and I have the other one right now spooled up with Sunline, I can't remember if it's Sniper or Assassin, but the other one has 7-pound, one has 2-pound. I don't usually use fluorocarbon and monofilament on BFS. I actually really recommend you use braid. One, I personally think braid is a lot easier to manage in the long run. And two, I think that you can get more line on there if you're worried about that. And it's also not going to mess up your spool, that bad if you don't have the drag too tight. But we're going to be using a little bit of different situation, so we're really going to see how these reels perform. I will say, like I said, sneak peek, I put the 2-pound on last weekend and I cast it around. I'm impressed. So far, I'm impressed, but I'm actually going to use it on the water, and I'll give you guys a better answer and stuff like that. So let's get out on the water and see how we do. I'll see you guys there. All right, guys. Oh, it definitely is a lot higher up, which is good because that's when I've done good here. But we are currently walking out to the spot. I'm actually trying something a little different for this reel review style video. We are trying the 360 camera on a chest mount, like a GoPro chest mount, which I haven't put this chest mount on in months, to be honest with you guys. I actually love using this 360 camera for my content because it makes it feel like it's more natural for me, and I just enjoy doing it a lot more. But I need to actually make content for me to talk about content creation. Haven't been doing that a whole lot lately. But we are walking to the spot that I like to fish here. But we've got both kestrels are all tangled up apparently. We got that untangled up. Okay, like I was saying, we've got two of the KastKing Kestrel rods right now. I've got my two KastKing Kestrel leads. Both of these are the new MFS reels. So MFS, these are designed to be lighter overall. They are 0.1 ounce lighter than the KastKing Kestrel Elite 1. I'm calling this the personally speaking, I think this should have been called the KastKing Kestrel Elite 2, because when I checked out these reels and I tested them out in my backyard, they changed a lot about these reels. So just to get started, drag clicker is now metal. The brakes are a lot less strong, but they're still good. They're still pretty good. Like, I mean, you can see where my brakes were set when I was casting it. That's almost max. You wouldn't have done that on the original Kestrel Elite, even with like a 1/80th ounce jig head, which is what I got on there. Which we're probably going to switch off that 1/80th ounce for 1/32 or something like that. But we've got 2-pound line on here, 7-pound line on here. I've got the J-Max Fishing Max Lures Raptor here. I'm excited to test that out. But I wanted to have a light option and a not as light option to really show you guys. So that I'm showing that this reel seems to have a feeling it's probably be good for around that anything 4 and under range, I think that is what this reel is going to excel at. But I want to point out something though real quick. So if you notice these two reels, I said they're the same reel, right? Well, what do you notice that's different? I'm gonna let you guys look at it for a second. What do you notice that's different? If you said the handles, you'd be correct. The handles are completely different on these two different reels. These are also two different gear ratios. So the one in my right hand, 7.5, and one in my left hand, 8.4. These reels, they're new. I don't know, I don't understand the handle thing. I haven't gotten an explanation on that, but I do know another cool fact about this reel that they changed from the Kestrel Elite to this reel is the spool is 4 grams. Super light. That's an insanely light stock spool. I think that's the lightest. I'm not sure. If I'm not correct about that, let me know down in the comments. I'll probably ask my people at BFE and ask what they say. Because either this reel has the lightest stock spool, or I think it's the Art Gravity BFS. I can't remember. But because there's no braking module attached to this reel, there's no inductor ring or anything like that, it's probably going to be the lightest spool. All right, guys, let's start casting. Hopefully there's no gators hanging out too close to the edge. I brought my gun just in case, but last time I was here I had a gator run up on me. It was not the coolest thing. All right, so this would be probably way too strong, so let's see. First cast, and that's a backlash, and we at least got in the water. We're actually a decent ways from the water. So this is the problem I have usually with monofilament and fluorocarbon is I get backlashes like way easier on this line. Let's turn that brakes up. I get backlashes like way worse than normal braid versus this line. I prefer braid, but I wanted to mess around with 2-pound line because it seemed like fun. And by fun I mean actual stress. See, it's our job as fishermen to prolong the experience of fishing. So fishing with things like 2-pound line is going to put a lot less damage on the fish and grass. All right, let's try this again. That's actually really good distance for a 1/80th ounce jig head. I feel like there's probably a ton of muck down there. We're actually going to go over here to the corner. Just because I'm casting not very far, I'm gonna go over here to that corner. I'm gonna cast out from there and see if I get better fishing area. Because right now it feels like I'm not gonna get much fishing done if I'm fishing with this light of a jig head. I wanted to show you guys the really insane like light cast ability on this reel first. So I'm gonna walk over there. A little over braked. Let's turn that down a little bit, but I wanted to be able to fish a little bit, so I wanted to come over here where there wasn't as much grass blocking my fishing area. I will give the other rod a cast here soon, but I want to fish around the DTJ because I love fishing the DTJ. DTJ being Donkey Tail Jr. So, let's show you guys what I'm using. It's that right there. So this is the mule fishing, mule jig plus Donkey Tail Jr. Bait Finesse Empire sells it, Discount Tackle sells it, even Mule Fishing sells it. Okay, just to count how many handle rotations I've got. We're on break 8.5 right now. We're starting here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yeah, so about 13 reel spools. If I had to guess, it's probably 30 feet around that area. I know 10 to 15 feet, 10 to 15 reel rotations is about 30 feet with this reel. I don't have the exact inches per turn yet. Haven't gotten that in this reel isn't even out yet, guys. So I'm just giving you guys a kind of a sneak peek to see what y'all think. I'm hoping that, I really hope they release this reel, and I hope they change it to the Kestrel Elite 2, because if they rebranded this as the Kestrel Elite 2, I would be very happy with that, because it feels like they changed a lot about this reel, and it feels like it's improved a ton. So let's give it another cast. A lot less, over braking there. I was kind of aiming for over there, but it landed there. So there was a little bit of over braking. One, that's 2, I think. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So I got about 14 reel rotations there. Let's go down the brakes a little bit more. Got a little bit of overrun. Let's turn the brakes back up so it's more comfortable. I'm gonna fish with this probably a little bit. I should have brought some of my floats with me. I didn't even think about that. I tried slinging it that time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. That was the longest cast yet. So 15 reel rotations on a 1/80th ounce jig. Oh, that's really, that feels amazing right now. Wow. I'm actually just going to fish it around because you guys got the idea of how many reel rotations you're going to get with it. I just want to fish with it first. My goal is to catch a couple of fish on it, but I'm having a feeling I'm probably not going to catch a fish on this lure just because there's so much muck. They're probably just wanting something a little bit faster and also further out. Man, yeah, that's casting a lot better. So, give you guys an idea. I'm not going to pull up the clip because I'm not looking for that right now during the editing process. But on this original Kestrel Elite, whenever I fished with it a couple years ago, whenever it first came out, I was casting 1/80th, the same jig. I'm not even kidding. The same soft plastic jig and jig head. This is the same exact one from multiple years ago. Because I left it on my desk and I never touched it, and then I realized, I'm like, oh my god, this is the original jig from the Kestrel Elite video. This is the original one. I was casting it on 2, and now I'm casting it on 8. So, just to give you an idea, they did change the brakes, for sure. And so I did look at it on the side here, but the inductor... Excuse me, guys, I didn't take my allergy meds. That was not smart. But... the inductor, that little braking module right there, so they actually decrease the distance into the spool it goes. So I do think that there's less magnetic resistance onto the reel spool, allowing you to be able to fish it and not have to brake, like essentially use no brakes to get efficient casting distance. Like I would use heavier lures and I would be casting on 1 or 2, which I do that with a lot of reels anyways, but this reel in particular, original version, it was bad. It was like I was casting pretty much only with 1 and 2, but now I'm actually getting backlash with this reel, and that's kind of the goal, is because like you want to be able to have control over your spool. You don't want the brakes to do too much with BFS because you're not going to be accurate. Because like now I'm getting accurate cast, so I am really impressed so far that they actually changed. They actually listened to consumers about this reel. A lot of people said drag was too quiet, the magnets were way too strong, and they actually made a change that people asked for. So we're gonna test out the heavier lure really quick. Actually, no, we're gonna fish over there really quick. I wanted to fish over here, but they did change a lot. We're probably definitely gonna switch lures on this rod to like something light. But we're gonna fish some of the Jackson mixture series stuff because I really am a big fan of how it looks. I gave it a cast, but we're gonna fish the Max fishing lures. We're gonna fish that really quick. If you guys are interested in the BFS space, you probably have already heard about the Max fishing lures. There's a little glide bait he made. I think it's about 4 or 5 grams around that area, so about 1/8 of an ounce to a little bit higher than that. So probably more like 1/5, let's call it that. But this is like a little glide bait. Let me give it a quick cast to show you guys. I don't know if you guys even see it in the water. Huh, it's not bad. I'm gonna have to get used to the action though. Let's give it a cast. Start at about 75% brakes. Oh God, oh wow. Oh, I didn't even set my spool tension. That was stupid. There we go. Spool tension, guys, remember, you gotta set it to where it doesn't wobble side to side anymore. So the action's interesting on this lure so far. Probably a loop knot is probably not the way to do it though, I won't lie. It looks like. Let's see. Yeah, that's over braked, but turn it down a little bit. So I can't really twitch it, but that's probably because I'm using a really low memory line. Oh, dang it. There we go. Alright, let's just focus on getting casting distance first. Not bad. It's feeling over braked. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. So 21 obviously is pretty good. Turn it down by 2 clicks. I am using this with a KastKing Kestrel rod that is rated for 1/32 ounce to 1/4 ounce, so it's really in the sweet spot for this lure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Not as good, but you know, whatever. The hook's caught in that loop really quick. Let's fix that. Let's give it one more cast and we'll end this clip. And I'm probably going to switch out one of my lures on that rod to test the castability, because I mean, I came out here to test the castability, not so much to catch fish. If I caught fish, cool. But let's see. Nice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. So about 20. I could go lighter on the brakes too. On this lure, I would expect the brakes not be needed that much. I could still keep going lower. That's alarming. So this, I think this is supposed to be the newer MFS, but I don't know for sure, because the other reel I received, the other MFS that I had in the intro, it looks just like this one. I'm just fishing for fun now. Wow. I am getting some crazy action on that Raptor now. I've kind of figured out how to get it to do what I want. I'm kind of just twitching it right now. But they say it's available in the Asian market, and they're bringing it to the US market, but first they wanted to send it to influencers like me and Jimmy from Raw Fishing to get our feedback and feedback from the consumers before they brought it to market, which I completely understand. I'm actually, to be honest, KastKing is usually a little bit all over the place with how they do things, especially in Asia versus US, because it seems like there's sometimes a disconnect, which is okay. I mean, I understand you have 2 different markets that want 2 different things. I mean, like in the US market, everyone wants a little bit of saltwater. Everybody wants cheap saltwater reels, but for BFS, it seems like random stuff comes out at random times. But I was talking with some of the people at KastKing. They did give me a call because they wanted to get people's feedback on this reel, like to see what the consumers wanted. And I will say, so far, I like the reel. I know I've only fished with it a couple of times, or not fished with it, but I've only fished with it this one time. Oh, I got something chasing. I had something chasing, but it feels different than the original KastKing Kestrel. I'm still decreasing my brakes on this style of lure, which I probably have too much spool tension now I think about it. Yeah, I have way too much spool tension. Yeah, I had way too much spool tension. So we're going to keep casting around and see how it does. Oh, wow. That sucked. By the way, guys, I literally just put this line on right before I came out, so that's probably why it's casting not that great. Wow, that's a bad one. I will be right back with you guys in just a moment. I wouldn't have been able to do that with the original KastKing Kestrel Elite and get this good of cast. So take it for what you will. This reel has been changed. They have made a difference in it, and I am impressed. So with that said, I am done fishing this lure. Let's fish a different lure. Let's fish something slightly heavier. There's a big freaking gar right there. Let's fish something a little bit heavier on that other reel. All right, guys, we're gonna up it to be exactly what, so we're gonna turn it up just a little bit. So we'll be fishing the mixture series from Jackson right here. I'm gonna fish this, the Pippy Shad, and the standard head mixture. I'm gonna use a 0.6 gram one, just because I want to use something that's a little bit heavier, but not too much heavier, to really just talk more about the light casting ability, because I mean that's what this reel was meant to do. It's meant for micro finesse, because I mean well, one, I do know they ran into trouble with using the BFS moniker, because I mean at the end of the day BFS itself is a Shimano thing. You have BFS and you have everything else that isn't BFS. We just refer to BFS as a general term. It was originally coined by Shimano. So Shimano was the OG BFS. Whether, I mean, you can say other, you know, BFS friendly reels were made before that, and I mean they were, but there's finesse bait casters, then there's BFS. So I'm gonna give it a quick cast, see how it is. Standing in the same exact spot I've been standing in, right here. Brakes are high. Let's give it a cast. A little over braked. I wonder if my spool tension, there's a chance it's too tight maybe too. So, all right, when I get a non-overrun cast, we'll start counting out the distance. But let me restart this clip. All right, guys, we've readjusted the spool tension and the brakes. Let's give it a cast. So no overrun, we got really good distance, I think. Let me get some of that overrun out. We didn't have no overrun, we had some though. All right, that's where I was, so let's count it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. That's actually pretty good. I mean, that's better than, that's almost as much as I was getting with the glide bait, so it's pretty good. All right, we need more brakes. We need more brakes. We got overrun again, so we're also fishing on 2-pound freaking line. 2-pound line's fun though, I ain't gonna lie. I've fished with it a few times now. Much better casting. I have it a little bit over braked, but we're gonna count that out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 20 again. By the way, guys, there's a lawnmower going off to my left, so if you guys can hear it, I don't know. I have a mic set up, so hopefully you don't hear that, but hopefully it's not too bad. So let's give it another cast. Better landing that time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Not as good as distance because I was being careful. I was slowing it down with my thumb, but let's give it again. There we go. A little bit of loose line, but that's because I didn't stop it really at the end. I would try not using my thumb so much on that one. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. So about the same cast distance. So, but it does go up a little bit with each grams, because I was using a 0.35 gram head, now I'm using a 0.6, and maybe I might try something like a 1 gram head with this plastic and seeing how it casts. I don't know yet, so we'll see. But we're getting good distance. I mean, I'm not disappointed, that's for sure. But I mean, it's good distance. I like it. I like it, I like it, I like it. Oh, drag's not tight enough. No, I lost it. Ah, No, my drag was not nearly tight enough. Wow. Dang it. That sucks. Daggum, dude. Dang. Dang, dang, dang. That sucked. Oh, that hurt a little bit. That definitely hurt a little bit. That would have been first fish of the day and first fish on the new MFS. Daggum, I saw him eating bait right there too. Heck. Whew. Alrighty guys, so we didn't catch anything. We almost did. We lost a fish. So I'm not gonna call that a complete failure of a day. But yeah, we're gonna give you a kind of just an altogether review, at least first impressions review of the KastKing Kestrel Elite MFS. So where do we start? I'll put it bluntly, I'm impressed. I'm impressed. Not because I have any affiliation towards KastKing. If you put that aside for just a moment and just talk about really the Kestrel Elite I was a fan of originally. As I used it more, it felt like there was a lot more to be desired. That it felt like as if it wasn't a completely finished BFS reel, at least in the micro casting realm. If you're using it for bass finesse, fantastic reel, to be honest with you. It's headache free, it's super easy to use, but it's overbraked. That I will not deny. So it is a smooth reel. So in terms of quality, I do think it's a great reel. At least the original KastKing Kestrel Elite was a great reel for sure. But overbraked, the drag was way too quiet, and it felt like I really wasn't getting, the full package of a BFS reel. It felt like I should have had more with the original KastKing Kestrel Elite. This new one, though, if you're somebody who wants to cast extremely light, this is the reel for you. Why? So the KastKing Kestrel Elite already had a super light spool before, the old one, the BFS. The KastKing Kestrel Elite BFS is what the original one is called, not the one, and this isn't the two. I wish, personally speaking, that they would call this reel the KastKing Kestrel Elite BFS 2, but they can't use the BFS moniker because that's trademarked by Shimano. But this is their MFS. Now the differences between this reel and the original KastKing Kestrel Elite BFS: different drag clicker, different braking, and different spool. The spool is definitely improved. Well, at least the brakes are definitely improved. It might be a lighter spool. If it's not, I'll probably correct myself in the video, like down here. This new spool is 4 grams, according to them, and this is a 5.4 ounce reel. Originally, it was like 5.6 ounces, and I think the spool was a little bit heavier, like 5 grams, maybe even closer to 6. Maybe the lighter spool has decreased the strength overall of the braking system. Now, casting around, a lot of the weights I used were upwards of 4 grams and down. So today I casted 0.7. I also casted probably around 1.5. And that was kind of what I really liked. Casting was 1.5. So if you're somebody who's a crappie fisherman, if you're a trout fisherman, that's really all you're fishing for, bluegill, crappie, trout, this is a great reel for that. To be honest, I mean, considering what other reels are available that can cast this light stock, this is probably one of the better options out there, to be honest with you. I mean, the Alphas Air TW casts extremely light out of the box, and that's really the only comparable reel out there, and it doesn't even have a drag clicker. So if you're one of those folks that hates not having a drag clicker, which was a ton of the drama last summer with the Art Gravity BFS being released, a lot of people hated sorry, I'm messing with my thing right here, my little soul patch, my little shaggy right here. But a lot of people prefer the drag clicker. It's extremely loud on this reel. Let me see if I can set my camera up. Let me see. All right, that's terrible angle, but extremely loud. It changed, and it's extremely loud now. So they definitely improved there. That was probably one of the bigger complaints I had originally with the Kestrel Elite. My biggest complaint, like I said, was the braking. The braking inductor, let me show you guys. The braking inductor right here, I measured this with calipers. I'm not going to provide pictures because I don't feel like providing pictures. It's a lot of hassle for me in the editing. But I can say for a fact, I'll post this on my community page if you guys really want to see it. I'll say for a fact that this inductor spool goes into the side plate more than the original Kestrel Elite. What difference does that make? So it's not a whole lot. It's like 0.1 millimeter less than the original Kestrel Elite. I don't know if that's going to be a huge difference. It might be, because it did feel like this reel. I mean, look at what well, this one's on minimum because this is a brand new one. This is not one of the ones I have spooled up right now, obviously. But with those two reels, I never went below half breaking. Some people hate that. Some people are probably better casters than I am. I'm sure Jimmy can cast this like no problem with 0. But my point is that it's not overbraked anymore. It is absolutely not overbraked anymore, which is genuinely impressive, because you don't hear a company, especially one that's getting as big as KastKing, saying, okay, well, it wasn't perfect, it wasn't the best, we can do better. You never see a company really doing that these days, and they definitely did that with this reel, I feel like, personally speaking. I feel like they took all that feedback and they improved upon it. So, is it better and is it a great reel? Yes, I think it's great. It's not out yet. I can't tell you where to get this reel. It's supposedly out in the Asian market. I have not seen where. I look on AliExpress and it's not there. So I don't know. I believe KastKing removed everything off AliExpress. I'm sure there's some third-party sellers still selling on AliExpress, but they are not licensed through KastKing to do so. This reel might be out by the end of the year. I'm really impressed, and I think that if you're someone who's wanting to, fish for bluegill, crappie, trout, it is a great reel. It is a great reel. For the price point, I believe it's going to be $250 when it comes out, which is the price of the original Kestrel Elite. So if you bought the original Kestrel Elite, you're not spending a whole lot more to get this reel. Were there ways to improve upon the Kestrel Elite base model without having to get a new reel? Yes, I tried taking a magnet out. I accidentally stabbed myself, which was not smart. I also tried replacing the bearings. The bearings didn't really make a huge difference because the bearings on here are already pretty good. So, and with the Kestrel Elite originally, it also came a little over greased. That's not the case on all 3 reels I received for the Kestrel Elite BFS or MFS. This is the MFS I'm talking about. The Kestrel Elite is definitely been changed, and I definitely think it's for the better. So I don't know what the whole deal is with the 2 different handle options. I've noticed that on both 8.4 to 1 gear ratio reels, the handle options are the original Kestrel Elite handles, but on my 7.5 to 1 one, it has a regular, like the MG12 handles. I don't know why. Personally speaking, I think they should make both handles available for both gear ratios, but that's a lot of production costs, I'm sure. But overall, it's a great reel. I think, to be honest, the Kestrel, when you put this Kestrel Elite MFS beside the BFS, this thing makes the BFS look terrible. Not that bad, but if you're somebody who's wanting to cast light, this is a much better option reel. I'm actually going to get I'm going to do a follow-up to this video, I think. I'm going to test this with the lightest BFS rod available. Now, their feather light is pretty good. It's not bad, but it's not the lightest BFS rod out there. Lightest BFS rod available is from Bait Finesse Empire. You can go get it. It's the Kuying Teton Electric Shot. It's rated for 1/3 of an ounce down to 1/100th of an ounce, which is impressive. I'm going to follow it up, and we're going to say how light can it go. I'm going to test this. I'm going to go to my local park and say, okay, we're going to test this step by step and see how light can it go. So, you guys better be staying tuned for another video to follow up this one. But overall, guys, I'm excited for this reel to come out. I'm excited to see what you guys catch on it. But if you liked this video, if you guys liked me going back to my roots of making review videos on BFS, let me know down in the comments. I think you guys will be excited for this reel. So, without a doubt, thank you guys for watching. And as always, guys, God bless, and remember, fish fear me.